This short video is to show you where you find information needed for the reference chain, one of the search strategies that you can employ. It's an advanced search strategy that will help you find more relevant information on topics. So we are at the library homepage. However, we're not going to start here. We're going to click the tab up here and go to Google Scholar. And in Google Scholar, put in a simple search, doctoral student persistence. And I will do what we always recommend, which is change your date range. And in my results, let me walk you through what you're seeing. You're seeing the Google Scholar results. These are all articles. The only way you would see a book, but it's possible there are books, it would note that it's a book off to the side here in parentheses. So this result list is looking at articles for its first page. You have the article title, the author's names, pub date, a short, brief summary with the highlighted words that were in our search. And then you have the options here of the save, the cite, cited by, the related articles, versions, and putting this into RefWorks. The cited by here is what you're looking for as your first part of the reference chain strategy. The cited by, and as we scroll, we can see that there are multiple cited bys here, 7, 1. These indicate that this article has been cited by 7, 4, 1. In some cases, you'll find quite a few more, maybe 200. This is 14. But they've been cited by that many other researchers in their work. When you see cited bys, you are seeing relevance of that article. So you are also seeing some similar content. So the cited by gives you more sources to look at, and generally all the dates of the cited bys are going to be more current than the publication date. In this case, this is a 2022. There are 14 cited bys. Well, we're not in 2023 right now, so all of these most likely are going to be 2022 publications. If you had something that, and my limiter here was 2021 to present, so I am not going to have many cited by sources. I hope that makes sense to you. I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to scroll back up to the top and look on the left, and I'm just going to back this out and go to 2018, which is 4 years ago. And you'll see my cited bys have increased because there's more time for researchers to publish, right? This one has 87, 246. So that's what's driving the larger numbers is the earlier publication date. So to create this as an additional research strategy, you would take the cited bys. I'm going to choose this one, 246, and then I can look through these 246 and say, wow, okay, that one's good. I like this one, or maybe the self-efficacy. So I have been led to additional sources as a result of that cited by without having to execute a new search. That's really huge. Just note this too. When you have a larger number of cited bys, this case was 222, you can search within. So I'm going to click this little box here and then add another topic. And maybe I want to add self-efficacy as my other topic. What that's doing is looking at those 222 cited bys and seeing if this term appears in them, and my new result list is more specific, which allows me to be more specific and match perhaps my doctoral content, the dissertation content or research content that I'm looking for. So That's the cited bys. In a library database, we do not have that level of cited by. I'm going to go to our all databases list, and I'm going to choose Academic Search Ultimate, one of our major broad multidisciplinary databases. I will put in doctoral student persistence and limit to peer-reviewed here. And then I'm going to click search. And you'll see on my result list, which is in a relevance ranking, when it says times cited in this database, that is indicating the cited by. So the terms is different, but the process is the same. So this particular article has been cited twice within this database. This one 5 times. Some of these have nothing there, which is where you would find, which means obviously for this strategy, you're just going to skip that because it's not been cited by within this database. That doesn't mean it hasn't been cited by in Google Scholar. So don't rule that out. So when I click this cited, time cited in this database, I have a list of those sources similar to what you saw in Google Scholar. And I can access them just like you can in Google Scholar. Now, not every database in EBSCO provides these. So, for instance, ERIC doesn't have cited by, which is an education database. So you may not see it on every in every EBSCO-related database. But I want to go back to the result list. Just hit this back arrow. So the next stage in this research strategy is using your references list. And the references list, well, let me go to my original results here. If the references for that article have been cited, not which means separated out, as you see here, cited references. This particular one does not have cited references. This one does not either. So not all of them are going to have that cited references. If you see that, when you click it, you're looking at the second part of the research strategy for the reference chain, which is using your references list as a source for more references. So here we are looking at the references list, and we're going through them and finding some, maybe not finding any, but we're going to find resources. In your references, you aren't moving forward in terms of publication date, you are moving backwards. So this publication date, let me go back to my original results here. This publication date was a 2005, so I am going to be looking at pre-2005, which is not acceptable, right? It's beyond that 10-year or longer time frame. So keep that in mind when you want to cull or peruse a references list. Be sure you're looking at more current content. For example, let me take us back into Google Scholar. So on Google Scholar, if I was really interested in this one, in order to see the references, it is not a quick link here. I'm going to have to open, say, the PDF or the HTML, and I'm going to have to navigate to wherever there is a references list. So I'm just kind of scrolling through here. or I could navigate this way on the left as well. Looks like maybe starting here. And I'm going to really look at these kind of like I would if it was in print, except I'm doing it digitally. So I'm looking at these references, and I'm going to find some or maybe not find any that look good to me. So you'll notice that in this case too, I mean, I have 2018, 2010, because it's going back in time, you've got to pay attention to your dates on your references list. If you find DOI numbers, remember you can copy and paste that into the URL box in a new window up here, and it will open the article. If, like some of this has an actual URL, some of these may not have URLs. If they don't, you're going to copy and paste the article title into, say, Google Scholar. So the two parts to the reference chain, the cited by and references. And now you know the trick to using this strategy.